Hello and welcome to a new video. I am going to do a one-take wrap-up today. I didn't do one for January, so we're going to do January and February. If you have not seen on my channel before, when I do my reading wrap-ups, I do it as a one-take wrap-up because I hate editing videos. So I'm just going to go through all of the books I have read thus far this year in January and February. So I think that is 13 books. So let's just go ahead and get started. I've got my Goodreads open. So I started off the year finishing out this series, reading books 2, 3, and 4, which includes This Blood That Burns Us, This Blood That Breaks Us, and This Blood That Bonds Us by S.L. Coakley. I ended up really enjoying this series. I thought it was well written. I thought it was exciting. I thought it was interesting. I thought it had really strong characters and really strong relationships between the characters. And I really enjoyed it. I kind of want to get some physical copies of it, but as you can see from this horrible image behind me, I have too many books and nowhere to put them. But I did really like it. I really liked the romance. I think book 1 or book 4, like I think my favorites. Book 3, I mean, was it well written? Yes, but it was devastating and nothing, and I mean nothing good happened. I believe it's book 3. The one that's from the point of view of just Zach and Luke. Not one single happy thing happened, and it was stupid. Devastating. Wasn't a fan. I mean, I was a fan, but like it was so horrible to read how sad and depressing it was. One, not downside or anything, but I don't know if she will return to this universe. I know she's writing a book right now, but a new series. I do wish that the other brothers were given a little bit more of a happy ending. So the main character, Aaron, like he gets his happy ending. That's like the main romance of the story. But the other 3 brothers, I was like, do they get nothing? Like, I mean, they're here and, you know, the plot of the vampire drama and the cult and stuff, like that was worked through, but like they deserve something. They deserve something to make them happy. So that would have been nice. But overall, loved the series. I gave all of them 5 stars. I thought they were really fun, in a depressing sort of way. And just, I mean, I love vampires. There are some like blood scenes in the 4th book. Chef's kiss. Loved it. Next, I did a reread of City of Bones by Cassandra Clare. This year, I have a goal to make my way through all of the Shadowhunters books. So I started that. I have had such fun so far. I'll just kind of jump ahead a little bit. I've read City of Bones, City of Ashes, and City of Glass so far. And it's been really exciting. It's weird to go back to the story like at the beginning where like the characters are just meeting, or the characters like don't fully like know each other yet, and like the relationships aren't established yet. It's been very interesting. Oh my god, the parts of the books where Jace and Clary are brother and sister, oh, that was so horrible and painful. We just met Sebastian in City of Glass. That's a wild ride. I'm not like prepared to reread. Like in my head, all of these original couples are so established, and like they're just so established in my head. They're together, and like when I think of these characters from the original Mortal Instruments, I think of them as they currently are. So like Simon and Izzy, Jace and Clary, Magnus and Alec. Like Magnus and Alec are married with children, and Jace and Clary I think are engaged. Simon and Izzy I think are engaged. I don't really remember. But like they're just so like established in my head. And to go back to the beginning, we've got human Simon, and then we have vampire Simon. Like this is before anything else happens, and like just experiencing all that all over again from the beginning was really interesting. A character I completely forgot the existence of, Maya. I forgot she was a character. Totally forgot about her. And actually I don't remember where her story goes from here. I think the character's name is Jordan. I'm not really sure. I think Jordan comes back. I vaguely remember that. The second half of this series, like, I don't remember very well. So I'm looking forward to like rereading everything. Mostly looking forward to Simon and Izzy. just in general. I'm always looking forward to Simon and Izzy. They are my favorite characters. But yeah, I started the first 3, and throughout the course of the year, I'll keep chucking my way through all of those because I know there's a lot. Most obviously, the biggest book of the year, or at least of the beginning of the year, is Onyx Storm by Rebecca Yarros. I'm crazy, and I read the whole thing in like a day and a half. There's a reading vlog if you're interested. I'm not sure it would have been any better if I had paced myself. I really enjoyed it. I thought it was well written. I thought it was fun. I think people who criticize the writing or criticize the plot or just criticize Rebecca, I think they're just boring and have underlying internalized misogyny. But I think it was fun. I think it was well written. I think the series is getting darker and darker, and I actually like that. I like that we have this kind of heavy political plot without it being, 1, obnoxious, 2, taking itself too seriously, or without it being like a big grand war. Like, it's a lot of strategic small things that are happening, rather than like one big battle or like one big bad kind of thing. I like that it's a little more spread out, if that makes sense. Love Violet. I love her so much. I genuinely cannot explain how much, like, as a character, she has come to mean to me. I think she's incredible, and I just really love this series. I'm absolutely sick that the next one hasn't even been like started writing. I'm sure she's been thinking and plotting and that stuff, but I want it now. But I get it, she needs to take a break, but like, please give it to me. I need the next one. I really liked it. The ending was very emotional, but I actually don't know if I would say it's surprising. Is it a cliffhanger? Yes. But the very last like paragraph, I guessed that like way early on in the book, which is, I don't usually guess things. But like the circumstances of the end, I didn't guess the how, I don't know how to say her name, but Sajal, how that dragon, I didn't guess how she would be involved, but I did guess what would happen. And I saw someone say, and I talk about this in the vlog and everything, but I saw someone point out that like it feels a lot like the Vampire Academy series, kind of the arcs that takes, and we're just in the bad parts. So, but I had a lot of fun. 5 out of 5 stars. It was a great book, and it was just a great time. Next, I have The Serpent and the Wings of the Night by Carissa Broadbent. I liked this one. I don't think I loved it, but I did really like it, and I'm interested in continuing to read this series. Very interesting prospect. I just wanted a little bit more dimension from the characters. The plot being, I liked the trials, and like she wants to be able to earn these powers so she can be strong in this world. Okay. I've talked about this a lot before in regards to multiple different series over the years, but my least favorite trope of all time, because I think frankly it's lazy writing, is a betrayal trope. Like, the one that always comes to my mind, the strongest one, is at the end of Red Queen by Victoria Aveyard. I think the bait and switch, oh, he was, you know, evil the whole time. You know, think of like Frozen with with Hans. Is that his name? You know what? It's not important. I just think that's lazy writing. I think it's boring. We've seen it before. I'm tired of seeing it. I don't like the bait and switch. They're actually evil. They've been evil the whole time. I think it's dumb. And I don't think this character, like, betrayal at the end was necessarily like, oh, he was evil, but like there definitely was there was secrets being kept that I didn't like. The reason that it didn't like make me as angry is the timeline of this book is quite short. They are in these trials for, I think the entire course of this book only takes place over maybe a couple of weeks. And so that's where I kind of have a little bit of forgiveness for it, because like, yeah, he's probably not divulging all his deepest secrets to this girl he just met. But there definitely was like times where I don't like a character. It makes me not want to read, you know, that character anymore, because I'm like, well, why would I if they kept all these secrets? What's the point? But I think I still want to keep going. I just I'd also like, if you've read this series, let me know, or I need to find someone who's completed the series, because I at this point am not convinced that there is an HEA that is possible because of what he did in the end. And it's one thing if he had lied and like kept secrets and whatever, okay. But the actions that are taken at the end and the consequences that are going to have to be faced are crazy. Crazy. And even, I don't know how to explain this without saying spoilers, so I'm not going to, but like, I just don't know what the character could do, like how much the character could grovel to make it worth it. I don't know. Anyway, next I read 5 contemporary romances in a row, which is a lot for me. Actually 6, but the 6th one will go into March. So, I read Flawless by Elsie Silver. I did really enjoy this one. This is my first Elsie Silver book. It's the first in the Chestnut Spring series. When I finish the series, there will be a vlog up, but I haven't finished it yet, and I don't know when I'm going to. But this one was fun. Definitely not an all-time favorite. I really liked the male main character, Rhett. I thought he was really well written. I really liked the chronic pain representation. And I did like the romance. I do think it was a little missold for being an enemies to lovers romance. It's not. It's not an enemies to lovers romance. Don't go in with that expectation. But is it a really cute workplace romance? Yeah, sure. Is it a really cute cowboy romance? Also, yes. One thing I don't understand and will never understand, this is my first time ever reading contemporary cowboy romances. I've read quite a few historical. If I had to choose, I'm going to go with historical because it just makes a lot more sense for cowboys to exist in a historical setting. And he's not even a cowboy. He's a bull rider, and I just don't understand the point of that. It just seems like a waste of energy and resources, but I think that about most sports, so that's probably just a me thing. But I really liked Red as a character, though. I think I don't know, I just really liked him as a character. And then the Summer I did like, but didn't love. Like, I liked her. I really liked the twists and turns in the series, and like in particular in regards to Summer's history. Though that was crazy. Like, all of the stuff that comes out about her ex and her experience was really dark and unexpected, but definitely made for a compelling story. So I did like it. I think I still give it 5 stars. Honestly, I think almost all these books I've given 5 stars. The Serpent and the Wings of the Night, I think I might have given 4. But next, I read the Tessa Bailey series that is somewhere behind me. Actually, I don't think you can see it in the shot. Fangirl Down, The Au Pair Affair, and Dream Girl Drama. I read these also in a reading vlog if you want to check it out. I really liked these. I have not read some Tessa Bailey in a while, so I was interested to get into it. Fangirl Down, I think, is my favorite of the 3 that are out so far. Dream Girl Drama is the most recent, just published last month in February. But Fangirl Down is a golf romance, and then the other 2 are hockey romances. Fangirl Down was just like, it seemed the most authentic and like sincere the characters were. I really liked it. I loved Josephine. It had type 1 diabetes representation, and I just really liked the kind of like grumpy sunshine vibes. I thought it was really well written. I do still think golf is pretty boring, but that's okay. I really liked the characters. I liked the way they talked to each other. I liked the conflicts that they had and how much it made sense in the story. So I thought it was a grand old time. Their chemistry was by far the best of all of them. The Au Pair Affair I did also really like, but definitely liked it the least of the trilogy. This one just fell prey to insta-love a little bit for me. It's a nanny romance. I love a nanny romance. I thought the age gap was maybe a little a little much, but not like horrible for me. Age gap is just not my favorite trope to have in a book. But I just thought the chemistry was a little bit lacking because of the insta love. It was like they obviously were attracted to each other, and that's fine, it's whatever. And then she's working for him, and I was like, okay, let's build a friendship first. But they kind of just went straight to he, in his mind, from when it was his POV chapters, he was just like, I love her, she's beautiful, she has to be mine. And I was like, based on what? Like, where are you getting this information? Why are you so in love with her when you've known each other for 5 seconds? And then it also just bothered me, other than the wedding stuff that happens at the end. So in Fangirl Down, she refers to Tallulah often as her best friend, and she's like, I wish I could talk to her, but she's in Antarctica on a research mission, blah, blah, blah. But then in this one, Tallulah never thinks of Josephine, and that just annoyed me. I was like, she's supposed to be your best friend, even though she's busy planning her wedding. Like, why aren't you talking to her about all of this drama that's happening in your life? I just don't get it. But, and then lastly in this trilogy so far is Dream Girl Drama. This one was really fun. The tension was like so uncomfortable, but like in a good way. It was supposed to be uncomfortable. This was a future step siblings romance, so definitely taboo, I guess. They met before they found out their parents were dating, and it was an insta love situation, but it made sense in the context. They were gonna just be like an insta, you know, lust kind of thing, and then they, you know, found out they kind of liked each other, but then like literally later that day they find out that their parents are dating, and they're like, okay, never mind. And they just kind of have to find that balance, and they really, really develop a friendship. Like, they are best friends, and I think that's why I liked the characters so much. So that one was actually really fun, and I did not expect it to end how it did, and I really liked it. Lastly, since I've been talking forever, the last book that I read is another hockey romance. This one I saw advertised on TikTok, and that is Make Your Play by Callie Mel. I loved this one. I loved it. So this is a best friend's brother and surprise pregnancy trope. The only thing I wish is it like had expanded a little, like I wish it was longer, like expanded the beginning and expanded the end. So it starts with like this flashback of like the first time they kind of act on their attraction to each other, but it was like just a one-time thing, and then they don't really talk about it, and they move on, and they're like, well, you know, you're so-and-so's brother, like, we're not going to do this. And so they move on, but then it flashes forward. I wish this area we had a little bit more details in, because it flashes forward to her being like, I think 5 or 6 months pregnant with someone else, which that part I don't mind, but I wish we had just a little bit more details of maybe the discovery that she's pregnant, or like, you know, kind of the more early stuff. But she's like is discovering that she's having some like complications with her own health, and she can't afford to be paying for all these extra appointments and everything that she needs. So he offers to get married so that she can use his insurance, which I don't really know if that's fully how all of this works, how insurance works. Like, I know you can use a spouse's insurance, but like, is pregnancy a pre-existing condition? I don't know how insurance works. But so they do that, and they have like a pretend marriage. It's just a marriage of convenience, which I love a marriage of convenience trope. And if there is a contemporary that can make it work, I like it a lot. Because usually it's a historical romance trope. But I thought it was really well written. It was really fun, and I just really liked the chemistry between the characters. I think because they had this like established history, it worked really well for them. So I thought it was a really fun time, and I think I gave it a 5 stars. I just clicked out of it. But that is my one take wrap up. This is why I do one take, because I trip over my words and I hate editing over all of it. So I hope you enjoyed. Like, share, subscribe, all that fun stuff. I will see you guys every Sunday with a new BookTube video. So yeah, I'll see you next time. Bye.